In the studio with us this morning, Wes Wertz from the American Legion. And look who he brought along. There's Nazel Johnston with him, too. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning to both of you. This is very exciting. It is called The Wall That Heals, and it's coming right here to Indiana. Wes, American Legion making this happen, huh?
Well, it's not just the American Legion. It's me with the American Legion, but it is brought on by the Northern Appalachian Folk Fest Committee. We were sitting around talking about it one day and thought it'd be a great addition. I applied, got the permission from D.C., and lo and behold, here it is. So, in addition to that, though, not only with the wall coming, we, as a bunch of different committees, myself, have several events geared towards our Vietnam veterans occurring throughout this year. And predominantly, we have one coming up here on March 29th that I would like to talk about with you also.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, let's do it. Let's do it. Hazel, good morning to you.
Good morning. Well, I'm representing the Historical and Genealogical Society of Indiana County. I'm on the program committee. So we're teamed up together to bring a program on Friday night, March 29th, at the Historical Society in their Armory building, starting at 6 o'clock. We'll have speakers and we'll have refreshments and even some music that represents the Vietnam era time. So this is called a national holiday now, which Wes will tell more about that they want us to use March 29th as our yearly time to honor our Vietnam veterans, because March 29th, 1973 was the last day of getting our USA troops out of Vietnam. So that's why that date is important, March 29th. And this is an event that you can bring the whole family to. And there's no admission charge. Just please call the museum at 724-463-9600 to make a reservation so we have enough chairs and enough refreshments for the evening. It's going to run from like 6 to 8. And we're hoping that Vietnam veterans and families will please come, and people of the community will please come to show their appreciation to our Vietnam veterans.
Absolutely. Well, it sounds like a wonderful, wonderful program. And it came together pretty quickly, huh?
Yes, it did.
Everything's kind of coming together pretty quickly.
So admission is free.
Correct.
But just make that call to 463-9600. Let them know you're coming.
Yes, please.
That'd be wonderful. And the Vietnam veterans, of course, are especially close to our hearts because they're getting up in years. And as we have watched some of the struggles that they've had, even from the time that they served to the time when they first came home, and America has done its best, I think, to address some of those issues. Those vets are now getting older, and they're encountering a number of different problems with their health, and they need to know how much the country appreciates the sacrifice that they made.
As Hazel was saying earlier, too, the reason we thought to start this time around was our Ladies Auxiliary Unit was at a meeting for the American Legion, and they were talking how nice it would be to do a program, because under President Obama and then later on Trump, it was declared that holiday to recognize our Vietnam veterans. And we figured in conjunction with the wall, this is a perfect year to get this kick-started and going as a year-long process to recognize those veterans. Because what many people don't know is on that wall, there's 58,318 names.
Yeah.
So it's a staggering number. So this is an informative thing, and we want to get the kids in schools involved, have them check out the wall, maybe make it part of their historical programs at the school. So
yeah. Now the Wall That Heals is coming in October.
Correct.
Yeah.
It'll be visible to the public the 10th through the 13th of October.
Yeah. And in order to make that happen, of course, there has to be some planning, number one. There has to be funding, too, to make this happen.
Correct. There is a lot of gears in motion on getting the wall here. As a matter of fact, there is a parade lineup, I guess you could say, for it, where it'll be staged 45 minutes out of town and driven in through caravan on a big trailer. I need 150 volunteers to last me the entire week. That includes setup, teardown, and monitoring it, because the wall will be visible for 24 hours a day, those 3 days that it's open to the public at Back Park.
Wow.
And funding as well. So anyone that's interested in funding, I encourage them to contact me at the Legion, and I can direct them in the right resources.
Okay.
And that number is 724-465-2326.
Volunteers as well, is that the number they call?
Volunteers of all sorts. I'll take all of them. Believe me, I think I'm going to need them.
All right, give the number again.
724-465-2326.
Okay, so obviously as the program gets closer, we'll continue to highlight it. But this far out, this gives us a chance to really, help with the planning process and get things going in the right direction to make this come about. And it will come about no matter what. We're going to make it happen.
That's coming.
Yeah. But the fact that it's the Vietnam Wall that we're talking about, the wall that heals, explain to folks, this is a 3/4 replica. It's 3/4 of the size of the wall in D.C. So this is a really, really big artifact that's coming here to Indiana.
Correct. It, as you said, it's 3/4 in length, and at its apex, the middle point, is 7.5 feet tall. So now, to put it in perspective, last time I visited the wall was in McKeesport, and they had it in a baseball field, and it went from third to first base in the outfield. To give you an idea of the magnitude of the length of it.
Yeah, yeah. If you've seen it in Washington, D.C., you know how meaningful it is and how almost sacred it is for folks who visit it. The quiet that people are overwhelmed with when they get to the wall and as they search for names, and there are Indiana County names on that wall.
Correct. There are 41 KIAs from Indiana County during the Vietnam era.
And their names are listed on that wall, and obviously we'll be able to see that. So we're honoring Vietnam veterans, and we can get that underway, Hazel, this month, huh?
That's correct. March 29th, Friday evening, 6 o'clock. Make a reservation to the museum at 724-463-9600. Bring the whole family. We will have a list of the 41 soldiers killed in action. We will have that list and probably a candle to recognize, to light for them, to remember them.
Now, explain what's going to be happening that night. What are some of the things that you'll be doing?
We have some guest speakers. Am I allowed to tell them who yet?
Sure.
I'll let you tell them who. But we do have some guest speakers. And we do have a friend coming with his guitar. And we're going to try to do some of the songs and have the audience join in. One of the popular songs was Green, Green Grass of Home. And another one was Sitting on Dock of the Bay. So we tried to find songs that were kind of upbeat, but they were songs we've heard from the soldiers that they enjoyed listening to or singing when they were away from home, thinking of home. So that's what we're working on. I'll let you tell them who the speakers are.
As I was saying, we have our speakers listed. They're Vietnam veterans. And our MC for the program is going to be Sheriff Fayok. Okay. He's going to go up and do some reflections, lack of a better word, of his time in Vietnam and everything. And Herb Glidich from the VFW Post 1989 is going to give a brief history from Vietnam era. We will also have a listing of the Indiana County KIAs. Hazel said some musical numbers and a thank you conclusion. And we just encourage people to come, mingle, check out the amazing artifacts that all the men and women from the society have gathered together and are going to put on display. Yeah. So it's going to be a to-do event. We'll have some finger foods, light snacks, and all while honoring our Vietnam veterans.
Hazel, on behalf of the Historical and Genealogical Society, you must have been amazed by what there is representing the Vietnam War era.
Yes. I'm learning a lot more history every time I turn around.
Oh, yeah.
And Herb can still fit in his uniform, so I'm hoping that Herb wears his uniform, okay, or brings it along.
You go, Herb.
So one more time, the what, where, and who for us. So it's the Vietnam War Veterans Day program, Friday, March 29th, at the Armory of the Indiana Historical Society, and that is located, the Armory is at 621 Wayne Avenue. So come early and bring your family with you to enjoy the history and show your appreciation to what our Vietnam veterans have done.
And the telephone number for folks to call.
Okay, 724-463-9600. Just need to have numbers so we get enough chairs out of the basement so people can sit for the program.
There you go. There you go. And Wes, for folks who want to volunteer for the Wall That Heals in October and to help with fundraising, anything that they can do to help, they need to call what?
724-465-2326. If I'm not there, just leave a message for me and I'll return your call. And like I said, we need help promoting, fundraising, all aspects, education. So anyone that's willing to volunteer in any facet, whether it's 3 hours or 8 hours, I'll gladly take the help.
Yeah, and you don't have to have been a veteran of Vietnam in order to help with this program, because it's all about the country.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why I want to get the students involved too. They can get involved at an education level and start learning about it at a younger age, and then take home information to their parents. Maybe their parents will come, and eventually, I'm sure enough that they'll find someone in their family line that was in Vietnam.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So it's educational all around.
Absolutely. All right, very good. Thanks both for coming in to visit with us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
We appreciate it very, very much. The Wall That Heals comes October 10th is the first day it will be on display, but as you heard from Wes, there's a lot that needs to happen between now and then to make it happen, and so you can be a part of that process. It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, AM 1160, 101.1 FM.